everyone, it's Pat from Pat Dev Music. Now this is a massive, huge video, 100 riffs in one video. Now if you're looking at it, you're looking at the time and you're going, whoa, it's so long, it's so many hours long. I've worked out a great system. So first comment that's pinned below has all of the different songs in the order of the video and all the different times. So you can just find the artist you want, click the time and you'll go there. Or in the description, the link actually downloads a PDF and it's got a contents page. You can scan through, you can print it out. It's got all of the songs, the time that they are in this particular video, and then it's got the tab as well. So you don't need to worry about writing them down yourself. You don't need to worry about memorizing them. You can just print it up or have it on half of the screen and this video on the other half, whatever you want to do, but it's all there so that all of those 100 riffs you can learn in your own time, come back to the video, watch it again, find another riff. It's so good. I've really spent a lot of time dividing that PDF, so hopefully you like it too. And I'm not sort of suggesting that you only use one finger, definitely not. In each song, I'll show you 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 finger method. So we'll start off with just a bass line, but then we'll turn that into an open chord, and then we'll turn the open chord into a bar chord as well. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced guitarist, it's all in this video. Enough of my yakking. If there's a song that wasn't covered in this video that you want to learn, leave a comment below. If you have any questions or you want some help, definitely send me a message at Pat Dev Music. But otherwise, let's dive into it. So remember, first comment is all the times of the songs, and the link in the description is the PDF. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end. Bye. First song, of course, we're checking out with Classic Riffs is Smoke on the Water. Grab your electric, pump up the gain, and let's check it out. Okay, so come on here with your first finger, and now you actually want to start the song with the open D string, the 4th string. Then first finger on the 3rd fret. Then come up to the 5th fret, same string. What we've got so far. Next part, start the open string again. 3rd fret. 6th fret. Then 5th fret. So that second section, 6, 5, and then the last section, open string, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, open. So the whole thing. Now, if you want it to sound like more of the recording, actually play 2 strings at once. So use your first finger to hold down 2 strings. So whenever you see a 3rd fret, you hold down both 3rd frets, both 5th frets, both 6th frets, and you play both the open strings together. So it would sound like this. That's the first riff. Well done so far. So come in on your first finger on the 6th fret, okay, on that 6th string or the thick E string. Okay, so hit that once. Then slide up all the way up to the 9th fret. Okay, you can skip the slide, you can put it in, it's up to you. Without the slide. With the slide. Completely up to you whether you want to put that slide in or not, okay? Then once you're there, hit that 9th fret again. Then this time slide up to the 11th. And then hit the 11th again. So we'll go over it again. Start off on the 6th fret. Okay. Then hit slide, or you don't have to slide, go all the way up to the 9th fret. Okay. And then hit that 9th fret again and slide up to the 11th. And then hit the 11th again. Now this is the tricky bit, okay? Come in with your first finger on the 14th fret of that, okay, E string, that 6th thick string. You hit the 14th and you go back 1 to the 13th. So you just slide back 1. 3 times, okay? So we'll go over what we've done again. Okay, then you go back to the 9th fret. Hit it once, and then hit it again and slide to the 11th. And then play the 11th one more time. Alright guys, the next song we're looking at is Otherside by Red Hot Chili Peppers. A little bit newer of a song. It does use multiple strings. Take your time, see how you go. So first finger, 7th fret on the 5th string. Play that 3 times. Okay, drop down a string twice. So you're you're on the 7th fret there, then go up to the 9th fret, okay, then back to the 7th, then jump up a string to the 5th string and you want to be on the 10th fret, and then the 7th fret, and then you play that 5th string, 5th fret 3 times. That's the whole thing. So slow it down. So start off with the 7th fret on the 5th string, drop down a string, then 9th fret, then 5th string, does seem a little bit quick. It's just because I want to challenge you guys, and I want you guys to, you know, if it's a little bit too fast, just go back, watch it again, okay? I don't want to spoon feed you guys because I reckon you're better than that. So if you're doing well and you're making it through, great job. If it is a little bit tricky, just take your time and go through again, you'll get it. Another classic song, guys, Rolling Stones, Satisfaction. Okay, so it's 1 finger and 1 string. So come in on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. You want to play that twice. That's the start. You're getting there already, okay? So play that twice. Then play it again, but slide up to the 4th fret, same string. Then play the 4th fret and slide up to the 5th. Play the 5th. And then play the 5th again, but slide back to the 4th. And slide back to the 2nd. The whole thing nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, slide, slide again, then slide back. That's it. And that's it, guys. Well done. Alright guys, so next riff is Eye of the Tiger. Classic song. Now if you can, alternate pick, okay. The very intro of the song is just 1 note many times, okay. Just come in with your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string and just up and down. Might take a little while to get it up to speed and to make it sound sort of even, but if you can't do that, that's absolutely fine, because we're going to skip that and go straight into the riff, okay. So 1st finger, 3rd fret on the 5th string. That's your 1st note. Then play it again. Then back 2 frets to the 1st fret. Then back to your starting note. So what we've got so far. Okay, does it sound like it already? Let's go a little bit slower. Okay, do that whole thing again. Okay, then this is the last part. So those are the first 2 parts. The last part, play the 1st note again, 3rd fret on the 5th string, jump up a string to the 6th string and play the 3rd fret, and then just play the 4th fret next to it. That's it. Okay, so the whole thing, part 1. Part 2. Part 3. Okay, let's play that again. Okay, now if that's too easy, turn into power chords. Okay, now if you're again not sure about power chords, there is that link in the description, but well done for making it so far. Let's check out the next one. Alright guys, the next classic riff we are learning is the Peter Gunn theme. Okay, now it's a classic riff, here is how it sounds. Okay, I'm sure you wouldn't have heard that before, and if not, it's a fun song to play. So again, 1 finger, come in and play the open 6th string twice. Okay, then I want you to play the 2nd fret, then open string again. Then 3rd fret, then open string again. Then 5th fret, and then 4th fret. Okay, let's hear how that sounds. That's it. That's all there is to it, guys. Well done. So the next classic riff we're learning is Mission Impossible. Okay, again, 2 strings, but just 1 finger, okay? So come in with your first finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Okay, then jump down a string and play the 1st fret, then the 3rd fret on that same string. Okay, let's play that again. That's it, okay, then play the 3rd fret on the 6th string twice. Then on the same string, play the 1st and then the 2nd fret. Okay? Okay, that's it guys, well done, let's check out the next one. Alright guys, the next song we're checking out is Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. If you're a fan of guitar music or sort of classic rock music, definitely check out Cream. Great band, so here's how it sounds. Okay, so again, multiple strings but just 1 finger. Take your time, see how you go, okay? So first, we're on the 12th fret, okay, all the way up on the 12th fret on the D string, or the 4th string. Okay, twice. Then same string, go back to the 10th fret, then back to the 12th fret. So what we've got so far, 12th fret twice, 10th fret, and then 12th fret again. Okay, then jump up a string, 12th fret on the 5th string, 11th fret on the 5th string, 10th fret on the 5th string. So what we've got so far. Okay, and the last part, jump up a string to the 10th fret on the 6th string, and then jump down a string and quickly go to the 8th fret on the 5th string, and then the last note is back up to the 10th fret, okay, on that 6th string. And that's it guys. Now if that riff was a little bit tricky with 1 finger, definitely try and play it with multiple fingers. You might find that easier, okay? Just see how you go. Alright guys, the next classic riff is White Stripes' Seven Nation Army, okay? Great song, Seven Nation Army, and you'd be surprised at how simple this riff is, and this song was huge, okay? So, first finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, then play that again, then up to the 10th, back to the 7th, down to the 5th, down to the 3rd, and then down to the 2nd. Play that again, so twice with the first note. That's it. Last time. Great job, well done for making it so far. Alright everyone, so the last riff we are looking at is Green Day's When I Come Around. Again, really big song and quite simple to play as well. Now, a lot of these riffs, if you think they could sound a little bit fuller or they're going to sound a little bit better with distortion, try and turn them into power chords, okay? That's really what this whole exercise is about, is to start using 1 finger, but once you can master it with 1 finger, you want it to sound that next level, try and turn it into power chords, okay? Again, if you need to know all about power chords, there's that video down below, but let's check out Green Day's When I Come Around. So it sounds like this. That's it. So it starts out with your first finger on your 3rd fret, okay, 3 times on that 6th string, then drop down a string and move to the 5th fret again 3 times, and then twice on the 7th fret, and then same string all the way back to the 3rd fret. So 6th string, 3rd fret 3 times. Drop down a string, 5th fret 3 times. Same string, 7th fret twice, and then 3rd fret once. And if you want to make it sound a little bit fuller, okay, once you've mastered that 1 finger method, again, try using power chords. So all I've
I've done there is I've used my first finger that's sticking on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, okay? And my 3rd finger is stretched out, okay? It's a string down, but there's a gap, okay? The 2nd finger has that gap there, right? So your 3rd finger is sitting on the 5th fret of the 5th string. And that shape, that's the power chord shape, okay? So, next power chord. And that's it.
All right, so we are learning the Kinks You Really Got Me. Sounds great with full chords, but we are starting out at the beginning. We are learning that riff with one finger. So you want to have your first finger here on the 1st fret of the 6th string. You're going to play that once. Move to the 3rd fret on the same string, play that twice. Then back to the 1st fret. Then back to the 3rd fret. Sounds like this. So again, 1st fret, 3rd fret twice, then 1st fret once, 3rd fret once. That's the start of the main riff. Bit slower. And a tempo. So you play that, and then the next stage is you move up to the 3rd fret and you do the same sort of thing. So you move 3rd fret once on the 6th string, move up to the 5th fret, do that twice, back to the 3rd fret, then back to the 5th fret. Sounds like this. Are you sensing the overall pattern? So the first part sounds like this. Then you just move it up and you start from the 3rd fret, same sort of a rhythm. Finally, you move all the way up to the 8th fret. That could be tricky when you're starting out, but again, take this nice and slow. You don't have to do the right rhythm or the right speed that I'm doing. Just take your time, go nice and slow, and over time you will definitely build up that speed. So it will come all the way up to the 8th fret on the 6th string. Then same thing, move up to the 10th fret, same string, twice. Back to the 8th, back to the 10th. So that last section is in the chorus. And then you just hold the 8th fret. So here's the whole thing. So you play it 4 times, then you move up 3rd fret. Up to the 8th fret. That's it, well done. Let's go on to the next song. Now this song is Day Tripper by the Beatles. It is quite tricky to play with one finger, so see if you could eventually use your 1st finger and your 3rd finger, and I'll tell you when to try and use that later on. But it's quite quick, but again, it's a classic song that you can do with one finger. Let's check it out. So you want to come in on the 6th string, you're going to play that open. So that's the sort of start, the first note there. Then 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Then up to the next fret next to it, 4th. So here we go. Sounds like it already, doesn't it? Then you drop down a string and use your 1st finger on the 2nd fret. Drop down 2nd fret as well. So what we've got so far. And then open D string, open 4th string. Then back to the 2nd fret on the 5th string. Jump down to the 4th fret on the 4th string. What we've got so far. Then back to the 2nd fret, open 4th string, then 2nd fret on the 4th string. That's the whole main riff. Now Now I would definitely try and use for that 4th fret on the 4th string, try and work up the strength to use it with your 3rd finger. Just make that a little bit easier. But that's it, let's check out the next one, well done. Okay, so the next song we're checking out is Enter Sandman by Metallica. Now it actually starts out with some power chords, but again, only using 1 finger. Let's check it out. So we're just doing the main riff. So you want to have your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and when you strum, you know, back here, but you actually want to strum the 6th string and the 5th string at the same time. And those 2 notes create an E power chord, so it sounds like this. So you want to play that twice to begin with. Excellent. Now once you've done that, see if you can bring your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string and see if you can slide it up there to the 7th fret. Now if the slide is too tricky, and how you play the slide is you pick a note and then you move your finger. So you keep holding that finger down and move it up to the 7th fret. Now if that's too tricky, skip the slide and just start from the 7th fret to begin with. Then you move up a string and back a fret to the 6th fret. Once you've done that, you move back a fret to the 5th fret. So what we've got so far, slowly. Now, if you want to get that more of a bigger percussive sound, try and mute or use the palm of your hand on the strings and hold it down just for those 2 chords. Or even just for the 2nd chord. It gives it that more of a percussive sort of Metallica-ish palm muting sound. So that's the main sort of riff. Nice and slow. To finish off that riff, you want to have your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, then open 6th string, 2nd fret, open fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open. It sounds like a mouthful, but you end up getting this sound. And again, if you try and use your palm to sort of stick down on the 6th string there, sort of keeps more of a percussive sound. Well done, everyone. Let's check out the next one. The next song is called Hold Back the River by James Bay. It's a great song and the melody's really lovely and it comes out through in the entire song, so definitely one to learn. So come in with your 1st finger on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. Then you move up 2 frets to the 8th fret. Then another 2 frets to the 10th fret. They're the first 3 notes. Then you move back 2 frets and drop down a string, so you're on the 8th fret of the 1st string. Then move up 2 frets. Then back 2 frets. Then back up to the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So what we've got so far. Great job. Then you actually repeat that phrase again. So down to the 8th fret on the 1st string, then the 10th fret, same string, back again, then up to the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So what we've got so far. Fantastic. And then you play the 10th fret twice. Move back 2 frets, then jump up a string to the 10th fret, then all the way down to the 8th fret on the 1st string. That's the whole thing. I know it's really long, but take your time, it's so much fun to play. Well done, guys. Next song. Now the next song is Fortunate Son by CCR. So much fun to play. We're just learning the intro here. And again, Just need that one finger. So let's head over, and you want to be on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Now this song is a bit tricky because it does feature a lot of slides. So you play the 2nd fret, slide to the 4th fret, then drop all the way down to the 3rd fret on the 1st string. That's the first part. I just practice that until you can get that nice and clear and sounding like the actual track, and then move on to the next part. Next part, you want to be on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and this time you only want to slide up 1 fret and drop down to the 1st fret on the 1st string. And that again. So here we go, what we've got so far. Next part, you're actually up on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, slide to the 5th, then you drop down and play the 5th fret on the 2nd string. Then you do that same slide again, 3rd fret on the 4th string, but you play the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. That's it. Let's check it out. Well done. Now I know that one's a tricky one with lots of the slides, but just nice and slowly you'll definitely get there. Okay, so now we are getting into some songs that are quite tricky with one finger, but hopefully they'll inspire you to start learning songs with 2 fingers, okay? But now we're looking at Snow Patrol, If I Just Lay Here. Great song, and this riff is just, as soon as you hear it, you go, ah, yes, I remember that song. So again, it may be a little bit tricky, it may be a little bit fast with one finger, but this should inspire you to use more than one. So let's check it out. So come all the way with your 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. That's your 1st note. Then you want to jump down a string and move up 2 frets to the 9th fret. And you want to do that 8 times. Now it doesn't sound like it yet, but what if I play it fast? So that's at about the same speed. So for the next part, instead of starting on the 7th fret, you start on the 6th fret, and you move again up to the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and you do that 8 times. So again, we've got a lot of movement there, but if you made a power chord, so if you had your 1st finger on the 7th fret, and your 3rd finger on the 9th fret below, then you could just jump across. And then you could move your 1st finger back, or you could use your 1st finger and your pinky. Is that starting to make sense? So you can definitely use one finger to jump between. The next part, going back to the 6th fret, 8 times. The next part, you actually play open 4th string, and then 9th fret, the string below. And then the last part is you play the 7th fret again, you start again with the 1st chord. So here's the whole of that section, the whole sort of intro and verse. Then back to the next chord. Open string. Start again. So again, it's a lot of jumping around, but if you try with 2 fingers, but hopefully that sounds like the song and it gives you the idea of what you can do with 1 or with 2 finger. So I'm actually going to show you how to play the chorus as well because it's so much fun. So you want your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 6th string, and you want to play that about 16 times. Just like a bass line, then back a fret. Then you move up a string and down a fret, so the 5th fret on the 5th string. Then up a string. So that's the chorus. The next song is Wild Thing by the Troggs. This one came up in my mind because I saw the Game of Thrones Coldplay video where the character Jon Snow was singing Wild Thing for his love, the Wild Thing. I thought it was really cool. Anyway, sidetracked, let's get back to the song. So Yeah, it's a really, really catchy riff. It sounds great with chords, sounds great with power chords, and we're going to be playing it with the one finger as sort of a bass line, but it's still going to sound great. So come in with your first finger on the 5th fret, that's the A note. So you play that twice. Then all the way up, same string, all the way up to the 10th fret. Play that twice again, then move up to the 12th fret, play that twice. Then back to the 10th fret twice. That's it. Again, that was just with power chords, but playing it with just your first finger still sounds great. Up to the 10th fret, 12th fret, back to 10th fret. Great job. And then after that section does go into another section where he's singing about, I want to know for sure. So then you have your first finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string. Then you move it up to the 7th fret. And then do it again. Don't want to know for sure. Just like that, so it is nice and quick. That's it, great job. Next song we're checking out, Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. We're checking out the melody here. So much fun to play and happens throughout the song. So you want to come in all the way with your first finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Move it up a fret. And then all the way to the 13th fret, pretty high, on the same string. Then back to the 11th fret. So what we've got so far, 8th fret, 9th, 13th and to the 11th, then back to the 8th. So let's see what we've got so far. Very, very good. And the next part of the melody is very similar to that, but it adds in 2 starting notes. So this time you have your first finger on the 10th fret of the 3rd string and you play it twice. Then the same melody as before, so 8th to 9th, 13th to 11th, 8th to 9th, and then 9th to 10th. So it sounds like this. And that's just the beginning sort of melody of the song, but there's lots more of the song that you can do with different power chords, but we'll get into that in another lesson. Okay, next song. One of my all-time favorite music video clips. So funny when it came out. I still get a chuckle if I watch it these days. Great song by Blink-182. So this is All the Small Things. If you haven't heard of it before, super fun to play. Great with power chords, but we're going to be playing it with the first finger, but it still sounds really good. So dive in here with your first finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Now this is just the intro. It's very quick. So you go from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret. And it sounds like this. So it's quite quick. And it sort of starts off the song. So you just play that once. And then this is the main sort of chord progression. So you come in with your first finger on the 3rd fret, and you play that 8 times. So do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you jump up a string and you play that 8 times. So 3rd fret on the 4th string. Then you jump up 2 strings onto the 6th fret, 8 times. So let's just do that again. So 3rd fret on the 5th string. 8 times, down a string, up 2 strings. Now this is the tricky part. You want to rest your palm on the 5th string and you want to play the open string, so you don't need this hand at all. Play that 4 times. So 4 times, but palm muting. That's it, great. And then you want to just play the 1st fret on the 6th string 3 times. That's it. Okay, so here's what it sounds like with the intro, and then I'll do it again, but slower. And slower. Great job. Let's check out the last song. And the last song we're learning today is a part of the theme song for the James Bond theme. It's on this sort of the bassier strings and it uses your first finger. So coming in on the open string, you want to play the open 6th string just once. Then first finger on the 2nd fret 6th string 3 times. Then open string 3 times. That's the first part. Great job. Next part starts again with the open string. 3rd fret. Then 2nd fret. So what we've got so far. Great job. So you're about a quarter of the way through. Let's keep going. So next part you play the open string. 2nd fret again 3 times. Then open string 3 times. Then open string again for the next part. 3rd fret 3 times. 2nd fret 3 times. So you guessed it, it's the same thing twice. So before we get to the next part, let's play what we've learned so far. So again, it's the same 2 sort of bars twice. So let's check that out. And if it helps, try and break it up. So you just do the first part, stop, then the second part. So that would sound like this. And you play that whole thing twice. Great job. Next part, so open first 6th string, 2nd fret 3 times, open string 3 times, open 6th string again once, 3rd fret 3 times, and then 2nd fret, 1st fret, open string. So I'll play those 2 bars again. And this is the last part. 1st fret on the 4th string, open string, 2nd fret, 5th string, open string, 2nd fret. That last part again. And those last sort of 3 bars again. And the whole thing at sort of a tempo. Great job, play it nice and slowly, break up each part. First song, this is a tricky one, but only 1 finger needed. Only 1 finger needed. This is the first song that we're doing. Aerosmith's Walk This Way. Now you come on in and you just play the open 5th string. That's it, that's your first note. Then you want to have your first finger on the 1st fret of the 5th string. Then you want to move it up a fret to the 2nd fret. Drop down to the 2nd fret. And then do that again. Open 5th string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, drop down. Nice and slow, what we have. And again. And to end that phrase, you hit the open 6th string. That's it. Okay, let's check that again. Now I was playing it fast, but it's just to keep this video nice and short. Here we go. Don't worry if you can't play it at the speed just yet. Take your time. Fantastic, okay? Now we're looking at the 2nd bar. 2nd bar, again, play the same thing. 2nd fret next. Then down to the 2nd fret. Open 5th string again. 1st fret. 2nd fret. Drop down again. Tricky part, move your first finger up to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Play, so you pick the note, but back here, and then you pull with your finger, this finger, like that. So it rings out, so the open string, the 6th string, is still ringing out. So that's called a pull-off. And that's how you end that phrase. So having a look at that last bar again. So you've still got that sixth string ringing out. Once it's still ringing out, the last note is 2nd fret on the 4th string. Play, just so you can see, pull off, 2nd fret on the 4th string. Starting to sound like it, great job. So we're halfway there, good job. So the 3rd bar is actually the same as the 1st bar. Excellent. Here's the last part, okay? So you start out again with the open 5th string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, drop down a string, it's so familiar, open 5th string, 1st fret, 2nd fret, drop down, and then you actually play an A chord. Now, if you can play full A chord, great. If you can't, if you just try with your first 2 fingers, or just try with 1 finger, so you're playing the open 5th string and the 4th string that your first finger is holding down the 2nd fret, play them at the same time. So it gets like an A power chord. And then the song sort of starts. So that's the full intro, those 4 parts. Here's what it sounds like at tempo, but again, practice it nice and slowly at home. So again, it's really tricky, don't get too stressed out, and if you actually want to try it with 2 fingers, that's the way to do it. Try your 1st and 2nd finger. It'll be that little bit easier. Again, let's check out the next song. And the next song we are checking out is Take Me Out by Franz Ferdinand. Now we're skipping a little bit into the song once the main sort of melody or hook, I think, of this song starts. I'm sure you'll know it once you start playing and once you hear it. Okay, so come in all the way with your 1st finger on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Now once you've played that, you want to jump up a string and move up a fret to the 9th fret. Da, da. Once you've done that, play the 9th fret again, then move back 2 frets. Okay, so what we've got so far. You're starting to get it once it's nice and quick? Okay, play that again. Let's just practice that first bit. 9th fret again. Jump up a string but move to the 9th fret. And then down a string back to the 7th fret. Then up to the 9th fret, same string. So first part. Second part. Third part. Starting to sound like it? Let's play it a little bit faster. Getting there. Now the last part, once you've done that melody, you come in with your 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and you actually play that 8 times. Now if you can alternate pick, or you can pick up and down, that would be great. Dun, 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 dun. So 8 times. Or just if you're down picking, that's fine too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then jump up a string, play that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we've got. Great work. Next song. The next song is Led Zeppelin's Immigrant song. Great song, such a catchy intro, so good when the vocals soar in. Love this song, classic song. Now, this song is going to inspire you to want to use 2 fingers, but we are going to play it with 1 finger, but it is tricky, but all about this, you know, these 1 finger songs is to try and inspire you that you can use more than 1 finger. So starting out with the 1 finger, you're coming in on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. You're going to play that once, then you're going to play it another 2 times, but very quickly. So let's play it once, then 2 times quickly. Okay, so once, then quickly. Then you actually jump with your 1st finger again to the 4th fret of the 4th string. So you go from that F sharp or 2nd fret of the 6th string, you jump down and and you actually play an octave. So what that means is if you were to play through, you know, a scale, it's the same note, but those, you know, up the scale or up the octave or up those 8 steps. So you can jump down with your first finger. So then quickly. That's a really good start. So let's just do that. Starting to sound like it? Then the trickiest part is once you've done that, so you jump back and play the 2nd fret again, but it's super quick. Starting to sound like it? Let's play it really slow. Very quick, isn't it? Now, you can actually play this with 2 fingers, with your first finger and your 3rd finger. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you want your first finger resting on the 2nd fret of the 6th string and your 3rd finger resting on the 4th fret of the 4th string. So your first finger handles all the notes on the 6th string and your 3rd finger just gets that one note, 4th fret on the 4th string. That's it. Great. Definitely try it with 1 finger, but if you get a little bit annoyed and it is too quick, definitely try 2 fingers. Great job. Okay, so now we're learning Paint It Black. We're not learning the intro, we're learning sort of a part of the first verse. Again, not all the song, not the tricky sort of pull-offs and slides that go on at the end. It's just to get you excited about learning guitar. Now, we want to come in with your first finger on the 5th fret there. So that's the E note, then move 2 frets up to the F sharp, same string. Then 1 fret up to G, 2 frets up to A, or the 10th fret. Sounds like it already, doesn't it? Then back to the 8th fret, back to the 7th fret, back to the 5th fret. Let's start again. Then you actually play the 5th fret again, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret. So I'd kind of break this up into 3 parts. First part, that's the first part. Second part, third part. Very, very good. Again, not the entire thing, 'cause it does do the tricky sort of pull off and slide there, but just to get you started with the song, you can ring out that first string as well if you want. So what I was doing there is just you play the first, you play the fretted note, then you pick the first string, then move up. A little bit more advanced, give it a go. It makes it sound like more of the song. Great work. Okay, next song we're doing is Redemption Song by Bob Marley. We're going to break it up into 4 different parts. If you haven't heard the song before, listen a few times and that melody will get stuck in your head at the very start. A great little guitar solo to think of it as a, you know, to begin with. It's a lot of fun to play. Here we go. So you want your first finger here, all the way on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Then open 5th string, 2nd fret, back to the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Let's try that. Then slide, pick and slide from the 2nd fret up to the 3rd fret. Or you can play them both. Pick and slide from the 1st fret on the 4th string up to the 2nd, then open 4th string. So that whole section, that's the first part. That's the first part, great job. Second part coming at you now, so 3rd fret, open 5th, 2nd, open 4th, slide to the 3rd, slide back to the 2nd, open 3rd. So what this part sounds like, the second bar. We could even try and do it as one movement. So only pick once. Coming up with third part, first finger, third fret, open fifth string, second fret, back to third fret, slide second to third, slide first to second, open, and then second. And what that sounds like. Last bar, third fret, drop down A, open, second fret, open D, then slide back from the third, then open. We could even try slide and pull off, or play, 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 third fret. So you can try it as just picking once, then pulling off, or pick, 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 third fret. Sounds pretty similar, doesn't it? Let's put the whole thing together. Here we go. Great work, everyone. Little tricky with the pull-ups and slides, but if you're not comfortable sliding, just pick every note, that's fine. All right, so now it's My Sharona by the Knack, another classic song. Coming in with your first finger, all the way up here on the 8th fret of the 6th string. Then you play that, C note, then move back to B flat, 6th fret, then do it again. And you play it nice and quick. Sounds like it, doesn't it? So a bit of a pause after the first time. Great job. Okay, coming in now, instead of the 2nd fret like the Immigrant song, this time it's the first finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. You play it quickly twice, and then 5th fret this time on the 4th string. So quickly twice. Does it sort of sound like it? Definitely getting there, isn't it? So slowly. Great job. Okay, next part, just play the 3rd fret once, play the 5th fret once. The next part, you play the 3rd fret twice, 5th fret once. So let's break that in half. That's the first half. Let's play that first half. Let's check out the second half. So you want to slide from your 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, play the 3rd fret again, play the 5th fret, 3rd fret again, 5th fret. That last section. Put them both together. And then 8th fret, 6th fret, 8th fret, 6th fret. C, B flat, C, B flat. And that's it. That's really it. Now, just like the Immigrant song, use your first finger on the 3rd fret and your 3rd finger on the 5th fret there. Fantastic, great job. Do you remember this song by Linkin Park? So it was called Numb, and it was a really, really big hit for Linkin Park. This is the piano, synth, sort of guitar intro, often doubled. Let's check it out. So first finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string, up to the 5th fret, and then back, then drop down, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 4th fret. Halfway there. Start off again, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret. Jump all the way to the 1st string, 5th fret, 4th fret, then up a string to the 5th fret. Halfway. Try and play every 2nd fret with your 1st finger, every 5th fret with your pinky, and every 4th fret with your 3rd finger. Less sort of jumping up and round, but that's it. Okay, next song. Next song is Neil Young's Heart of Gold, but we can play it with one finger. So come in with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Now, to begin with, just play that 6th string open. And then you play the 2 strings, so the 6th string and the 5th string, with your first finger down, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drop down not 1 but 2 strings and play that as an open power chord as well. So play it at the same time, twice. So what we've got. Then back up to the first chord. Then this is the tricky part. You can try a hammer on, which means you pick a note, open 5th string, and then you hammer on with the 2nd fret. Then do it again, the string below. Or you can pick each note. Open, 2nd, open, 2nd. Up to you. Or you can do a mixture of the 2. Maybe hammer on the first, then pick both the next. See how that sounds. So what we've got so far. You can even finish with a pull off. And it just goes in a bit of a loop. So as soon as you've done that hammer on, and you finish with your 2nd fret on the 4th string, just start again with the open string. Now, if you do know a few chords, check out the add in the E minor chord and add in the D major chord. Hear what that sounds like. Just again, brings it to the next level. Keep practicing, give it a go, let me know how you go below. Next song is Led Zeppelin's Misty Mountain Hop. Come with your first finger, 6th string, 5th fret. Drop back to the 3rd fret. And then open 6th string. Let's do that again. Trickiest part of the whole song, 2nd fret, 4th string. Open. And then you play the 6th string open again, but you use that time to get from the 2nd fret back up to the 5th fret, and you start it. It's like a bit of a loop there. So as soon as you hit that 2nd fret, get ready for the open string, and then start to move back when the open string is still ringing to get back to the 5th fret. Great job. Next one. Finally, the last song. This is the bit of an intro, a bit of the bass line to the song by Beatles. Come together. So first finger, 10th fret, 6th string, you want to play that twice. Then drop down, 10th fret again, slide it up to the 12th fret, then 10th fret on the string below. Now, if you do want to add a little bit more to the song, instead of a slide, try a hammer on with your 3rd finger. So you're fretting and playing, picking the 10th fret on the 5th string, and then you're hammering on there on the 12th fret. And you can even try and finish with the 12th fret as well. But if you just play, that's still going to sound like it. The first song is Hall of Fame. Diving in, you want your first finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Drop down a string, go to the 6th fret. Then same string all the way back to the 1st fret. Then up a string. So 3rd fret, G. Back to the 1st fret, up a string. Once you've got that, that's the majority of the song. Try it in power chords. Once you've got that, you can just add a few more strums. So maybe try and strum 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add a bit more rhythm. If you're playing bar chords, you'll be playing a G minor. an E flat major, a B flat major, and an F major. Next song. Next song is American Author's Best Day of My Life. So coming in here, have your first finger on the second fret of the G string and play the open D string. So that would be like a D power chord. Dun, 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 dun. Then play again. Dun, 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 dun. Then move up to the third fret on the sixth string. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. And again. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Now, if you want to make that seem a lot thicker, use your first finger on the second fret of the fifth string and your second finger on the third fret, and then you've got more of a G chord. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Now, there's the majority of the song is just those two chords. It just jumps from between D and G. Then for the pre-chorus, you have your first finger on the second fret. For the sort of a B minor chord, you can turn it into a power chord if you want. Then you'll jump back and make that D chord. And then G chord. So that's the verse and the pre-chorus. When you're talking about the chorus, D again, then G, then D, then G. Now, highly recommend playing the full chords for this song. So you got a D, dream so big and loud, I dun 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 dun. Oh 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 oh. So that would be the verse. Then for the pre-chorus, you got that power chord, and then D. Don't wake me, G. 2, 3, 4. Do 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 do. So D again. Then over to G. That's it, well done. Next song we're checking out is Justice Crew's Que Sera, massive hit a couple of years ago. Okay, so diving on in, you want your first finger here on the first fret, sixth string, then jump down to the fourth fret, upper string, sixth fret, then back to the first fret, fourth fret, upper string, third fret. That's the only change where it goes to that sort of C minor. Then back to the first fret, fourth fret, upper string, sixth fret, fourth fret, sixth fret, upper string, fourth fret. That's the first chorus. Then it goes into four notes just throughout the entire song. First fret, fourth fret, upper string, sixth fret. If you can play power chords, try to add your pinky as well. Well done. Next song is Helpless by Neil Young. So diving in, you want to make a D power chord using your first finger on the second fret of the G string and play that open D. So then you've got a D power chord. Move your first finger up a string and play the open fifth string. This time you've got an A power chord. Then you can use your first finger on the third fret of the sixth string for your G, or you can use your first finger on the second fret of the fifth string and your second finger on the third fret of the sixth string. You can play G that way, it's a bit thicker. So D, G. So D, D, A, G, G. If you can play full chords, D, A, G, G. Well done. Next was a massive hit from Adele, Hello. I'm going to show you the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. Dive on in. So come on here with your first finger, and it's going to be on the first fret. Same string, fourth fret. Drop down, sixth fret. Then back 2 frets. If you can turn that into power chords. If you're playing full chords, you play F minor, A flat major, E flat major, then D flat major. that's the verse. It's repeated a few times there. Then going into the pre-chorus, 1st fret, jump to the 6th fret, string down, 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then when she says sort of a million miles, and then 1st fret, 4th fret, 6th fret. You can do a build up if you want. So jumping into the chorus, you have your 1st finger here on the 1st fret 6th string, then down a string to the 4th fret, then up a string, then 6th fret. Just like that other song from before, yeah? Or power chords, up a string. So you've got F minor, D flat major, A flat major, E flat major. That's the whole song, great job. Next song is by Audioslave, so grabbing your electric guitar, turning up the distortion if you can. Let's check it out. So this is the riff. Okay, so as you noticed, I was playing with 2 different fingers there, and we'll show you how to play it with 1. So you're gonna come on here with your 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string. If you're playing with 1 finger, you would slide to the 7th, same string. So slide, then play the 5th fret again. So do that. Then you jump up and play the 7th fret on the 6th string. 5th fret again down below. Then 7th fret. So what we've got so far, slide. Then once you've done that, you go to the 3rd fret and you play, and then you pull off to the open. So you would pick the note. So you only pick the note once. It's this finger that pulls the string off so it rings out. That's what we've got so far. That's really half the riff, well done. Then the second half of the riff, you want to slide up from the 5th to the 7th, back to the 5th, up a string to the 7th, then the pull off again. So the second half of the riff. First part. Second half. Highly recommend, instead of a slide, use your 1st finger and your 3rd finger. So whenever you see a 7th fret, use your 3rd finger. And do a hammer on instead of a slide. And if you're wondering how I'm getting that sort of a percussive sound, it's because I'm muting as well on the 6th string. Sounds quite tricky, but slow it down, try it with 1 finger, then use another finger. Good job. Next we're checking out Imagine Dragons On Top of the World. So diving right on in, you start the 1st chord, it's a C chord, so you can have your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Then you could jump up and play the 1st fret of the 6th string if you want, because the next chord's an F. Then same string, you could go to the 3rd fret for a G. Then you can move down a string and go to the 5th fret. So 3rd fret, up to 1st fret, over to 3rd fret, down to 5th fret. If you can play open chords, I'd suggest C, then F, then G, then this would be the hardest, D minor. So that's the verse, so it goes through the verse. Then in the pre-chorus, it goes to C, or just 3rd fret, then up to G. Or if you're playing full chords, C, then up to G. So So coming in on the chorus, it starts with an F chord, so you can use your first finger on the first fret, drop down to the third fret of the fifth string, then upper string, then fifth fret. You can do that section twice. So if you're playing full chords, you could play F, top of the world, hey, then C, top of the world, hey, and then up to G, D minor, go again for F, over to C, up to G, D minor. And then how the chorus is, I'm on top of the world, and then C. And that's it. You can add a little bit of rhythm if you want, so going from the F to the C, to the G, to the D minor. Next one. So checking out James Arthur and his song Impossible. Okay, so I'm going to show you the verse and the chorus. So you would come in with the third fret, fifth string for your C, then you go all the way up to the sixth fret, then upper string, back 2 frets. Dun, 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 dun. So you could play C minor if you're playing a full bar chord, E flat major, up to B flat major, then back 2 frets. So that would be the verse, or you could play power chords like this. 6th fret, upper string, back 2 frets. So you come on here with your first finger, you play the 2nd fret, then you play the 4th fret twice, 6th fret twice, then back to the 4th fret. Play it as power chords if you like. 4th fret, 6th fret, 4th fret. So I'll make a percussive sound so you can hear the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear me playing on the offbeat. The next song is Hell's Bells by ACDC. Grab your electric guitar, turn up the distortion. So what you want to do is we're going to turn down the distortion just a little bit, clean it up, so you can hear the notes that's going on. Now, what happens in this song is you're ringing out a lot of the 5th string, which is the A, and you're ringing out a lot of the 1st string, which is the E. So this is probably the trickiest part of the song. You want to make sure that all your fingers are standing up nice and tall so that you're not interrupting those strings and those strings can still ring out. So checking it out, you just need one finger for this one. So you want to ring out the 5th string, then ring out the 1st string, then the 5th string again, then have your 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, then move that upper string and back a fret to the 2nd, then open 5th, then 1st fret on the 2nd string. So we're going to break this whole intro up into 4 parts. That's the first part. Well done. So 5th, 1st, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, open, 1st. What it sounds like? That's the first section. Second section, you actually start with an open 3rd string, G, open 5th, 3rd fret in the 2nd, 2nd fret upper string, then 5th string twice. So what we've got so far, those first 2 sections, halfway there, great job. Next, for the 3rd section, you want to have the open 1st string, open 5th, 3rd fret there on the 2nd string, 2nd fret upper string, 5th fret open, 1st fret. and that section. And the last part, open third string, open fifth, third fret B string, then third fret on the fifth string, second fret, and then you actually start the loop again. So if you were to start at the loop again, it would be the open fifth string, but just as the end of that fourth part, 3, 2, C, B, or as power chords, and then the A. Great job. Let's check out the entire thing. So here we go. So the first song we're checking out by The Weeknd is Can't Feel My Face. Okay, let's check that out. So coming in, it's just 3 different notes or 3 different chords in this whole song. So let's check it out. You've got your first finger here on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. That's the G. Then the next note, or the next sort of starting note of the chord is F. So you go back to the 1st fret, same string. And then, you know what? You can even just play the 5th string open. And then again. That's it. But if you want it a little bit meatier, try and do the first 2 notes, the 3rd fret, then the 1st fret. Then drop your first finger down to the 2nd fret on the 4th string and play the 5th and the 4th string open together. So you play them open together. So it'll ring out like an A power chord. That sounds a bit better, doesn't it? 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you do know your basic sort of starting chords, that 5 chord video from before, you can play a G, an F, A minor, A minor again. That's the whole song. G, 2, 3, F, 2, 3, A minor, 2, 3, A minor. Entire song. If that's a little bit complicated, but you do know some power chords, check out this video if you don't know power chords, try and turn them into power chords. So 3rd fret on the 6th string power chord. Then back to the 1st fret, then drop down to that open 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string. 3, and again, 2, power chord, 3rd fret, 2, 3, 1st fret, and power chord. 2, 3, 2. That's it. So you can play it with 1 finger, you can play it with 2 fingers power chords, or you can play it with 3 fingers as chords. Great job. That is literally the entire song. Well done. Let's check out the next one. The next song by Australian band Birds of Tokyo is Anchor. Fantastic song. I'm going to show you how to use it 1 finger and then how to use 2 fingers as well. With all of these songs, try and use 1 finger. Once you've got that, try and use 2. Once you've got that, try and learn the full chords. Here we go, grabbing your guitar. So you're going to come in here on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, that's your C note. Then move it up 2 frets, same string, 5th fret. Quickly back to the 3rd fret. So it sounds like this. That's the starting bit, great. Then go back to the 5th fret, quickly to the 1st on the same string. That's it, and then 5, 3. So you've got C, D, C, D, A sharp, D, C, and it starts again. 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 3. If you can, try power chords. So that's the main part of the verse there. That's sounding really good. Great job. Now, if you want to make it sound a little bit more musical and not just fifths, you know, root and fifths power chords, try this. Try and have your 2nd and 1st finger like this. You can even play the open G string if you want. So you've got 2nd finger, 1st finger, open G. Then make an opposite power chord. So you've got your 3rd finger on the 5th, 1st finger on the 3rd fret. Back to that 1st chord. So let's do that again. Then back to that opposite power chord, 5th fret. Normal power chord on the 1st fret. Opposite power chord. 1st chord. So it just fills it out a little bit better. And if you were playing full chords, you could play C, D minor, C, B flat major. Okay, so the next song is Somebody Like You by Adele. A little bit tricky, but we're going to try with 2 fingers. I'm going to show you how you can use it with 1 finger and with 2 fingers. So coming right in, grab your guitars. Have your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and you play the 5th string and the 4th string at the same time. That's your A sort of power chord. Now if you can, try and use 2 fingers, use your 3rd finger and put it all the way up there on the 4th fret of the 6th string. Try and play the 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string at the same time. If that's a bit hard, it's a bit of a leading chord there, you can just sort of move your 1st finger up to the 4th fret on the 6th string to get that A sharp. If that makes sense, otherwise, great job. Then what you want to do is move your 1st finger up to the 2nd fret on the 6th string, and you play that fret and the open 5th string as well. So you get that F sharp minor sound. And then drop all the way down and have your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and play the 4th string open as well, and you get a bit of a D power chord happening. Let's go through the whole thing. So A, then stretch, G sharp over A, F sharp minor, D. Start again, jump up. With 1 finger. And again, A, G sharp over A, F sharp minor, D. That's great. So if you know them if you already know the full chords, which is great, you can play the A major there, stretch up to get your pinky, to try and get that G sharp in as well. Then you can play F sharp minor, then D major. But that's the verse and the chorus, great job. The next part we're checking out is the pre-chorus. So the pre-chorus, come in with your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, play those 2 frets open, you get E, jump up a string, and then you've got the F sharp minor, play those 2 strings, then drop down and you get the D major again, D power chord, and play the D power chord again. So that's the pre-chorus, so you got E, F sharp minor, D, and then you go over to the chorus. So you come up with the A, jump up a string to E, jump up to F sharp, down to D. That's it again. A, up a string, bound to D. And if you know those chords, you can play A, E major, F minor, D major. And you can do a bit of strumming if you want for the chorus as well. Well done. Next song was Superheroes by The Script. Again, I'll show you 1 finger, then 2 finger method. Grab your guitars. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is coming here on the 4th fret of the 6th string. That's it. And then drop all the way down to the 6th fret on the 5th string. Back to the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then back to the 1st fret on the 5th string. 2, 3, 4, to 3rd fret, back to 1st fret, and 1 more time. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That will be the 1 finger method. That's the verse, the intro, the chorus. That's the majority of the song. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself, try power chords. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then for the chorus you can strum it out a little bit more. Okay, does that make sense so far? Now we're going to do something a little bit different because that's the majority of the song. Let's make it a little bit trickier. So come in here and put your 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string and your 1st finger below that on the 3rd string. Play those both those strings. So then you're getting more of that G sharp sort of vibe going on. So once you've got that, the next chord is your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string. Make that into a power chord. Then you've got D major or D sharp power chord there. Then move your 3rd finger up to the 3rd fret on the 5th string. 1 more of a C minor sound, and then reverse it and make it into a normal power chord on the 1st fret of the 5th string. So you've got 1st chord, 4th fret, 6th string, drop down to 1st fret, 4th string, reverse it, normal power chord, start again. That's the majority of the song, fantastic. Now if you can play bar chords, again, quite tricky, play G sharp major, D sharp major, C minor, A sharp major over here. Start again. Majority of the song done. Great job. Moving on. Possibly one of the harder songs that we've done. Lots of fun to play. So it's We Are Done by the Madden Brothers. We're going to learn that main riff that's throughout the song and starts out the song, and then the end of sort of the tagline of the verses after the chorus. Really fun to play, but it is quite tricky. We're going to be playing it with one finger, then I'm going to show you how to play it with two fingers, your 1st and your 3rd finger specifically. So let's jump in and use your 1st finger on the 2nd fret. Now also what's going to happen is I'm going to be talking about alternate picking, which means down, up, down, up. That's what's going to help you get that sound. If you're just down picking at the moment, you haven't tried up picking, this is a good song to start, or really try and learn and work on that. So let's start it out now. So you want your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Drop down. Fantastic, you're pretty much halfway there. So it's quite quick to begin with. Then you want your 1st finger to drop down another string and go to the 4th fret. So 4th string, 4th fret. And you're going to play that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quite quick, isn't it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all that there is to it. Now, it's quite quick, so definitely take your time and just try playing along with the song. Try just playing it the notes twice. Once you've got twice, try 3 times. 4 times. Then 5 times. Okay, now what's going to make this easier is using your 3rd finger for the last note. So 1st finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger. Then it's less of a jump. You don't have to worry about where your 1st finger is flying up and down the neck. That's it. Great job for learning that riff. Next one. Next song we're learning is John Mayer's Paper Doll, and we're just doing the riff that comes out all throughout the verse and throughout the song, the riff there. I'm playing on an acoustic, but it'll sound awesome if you've got an electric as well. So what you want to do is come in on your the 1st finger all the way up there on the 10th fret. So we're all the way up on the 10th fret. Then you want to, now this is the tricky bit, you can come up with your 1st finger on the 12th fret of the 2nd string and slide back to the 10th. So you play, so you pick the note, and then you slide. What I do recommend though is if you've got that and that's not too bad and you're able to perform that quite quickly, try it with your 1st finger and then your 3rd finger and pulling off to your 1st. Like that. It's a little bit more efficient. It'll make a little bit more sense. Great job. Now once you've got that part, you then play the 12th fret on the 3rd string there. Great. Excellent, so we're doing a pull off there, or again, you could do the slide if you want. Once you've got that pull off down, jump up to the 10th fret on the 4th string, and then you play the 10th fret, and then you play the open 3rd string. Then you go back a fret to the 9th fret, Then you move up to the 10th fret on the 5th string. And you would start again. Does it make sense? So that 10th fret, the last note, is actually the first note in the beginning of the riff again. So we'll do it nice and slow. If you are having trouble with the open strings, the 10th and the 9th, make that a bit of an exercise and play that all over the neck. So just pick any fret on any string and try and play the string below it as well. You know, like the sort of like that Rolling Stones song. But once you've got that, just practice it nice and slow. Great job, excellent. Moving on to the next one. The next song that we're checking out, it was a big hit, and these guys used to be, you know, I guess you'd call them more of a metal band, hardcore rock band. Linkin Park, Shadow of the Day. I would call that a pop song, definitely. Okay, so that's what we're checking out. So it's just got the 4 chords there. I'll show you one finger, then power chords. Let's check it out right now. So coming in here, you want to have your first finger on the 4th fret of the 6th string. That's your G sharp note. Back 2 frets, F sharp. Then just drop down your first finger and then play those open 2 strings, the 6th string and the 5th string. And you get E, and then play that last one again. So that's it, 4th fret. 2nd fret, then drop down. That's the majority of the song, and you could play it that way, but if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, let's dive in and sort of fill out those chords a little bit more. So what you could do is you could do an opposite power chord. So you have your 3rd finger up on the 4th fret of the 6th string, then you have your 1st finger on the 2nd fret. That gives it more of that G sharp minor feel. Then you reverse it, so you just move your 3rd finger down a string, move your 1st finger up a string, get F sharp power chord. Then just drop your 1st finger down and play those open 2 strings again. Or if you want a challenge, you can move your 2nd finger under it and play the 3 strings. Get a bit bigger, more of an E chord. Go again. Then sort of in the chorus, it brings more of a strum into it. So if you do know the full bar chords, you can play G sharp minor, back to F sharp major, then E major again, G sharp minor, well done, that's it. Let's check out the next one. So now we're checking out a big hit for Imagine Dragons, Radioactive. I'll show you one finger method and then full on chords. Let's dive in. So you want to have your 1st finger here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Play that on the open 4th string. Gives you sort of that B minor sort of feel. Drop down 2 strings with your 1st finger and you've got a D power chord. Jump up 1 string and play those 2 strings, 5th and 4th string, and you've got an A power chord. Great. And then jump up a string again and you've got an E power chord. How good is that? And then as soon as you start, you're already ready to go. Just don't play the 6th string, play the 5th string. So 5th and 4th, jump down 2 strings, D, up a string, up a string. That's the entire song. Down 2 strings, up a string, up a string. Fantastic. Now if you want to play this in power chords, you can play it on the 2nd fret, up to the 5th fret, up a string, then back and play that open. So if you want to play it in full bar chords, you can play the B minor like that, or you could just play a B power chord. Then D major, A major, E major. Whole song, B minor, D major, A major, E major. Well done, that's great. Next one. Next song is Pompeii by Bastille. Definitely try out the 1 finger method, then really try and do the 2 finger and the full chord method. It'll make the chorus sound a little bit bigger. let's dive into it. So coming in here, come in with your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Play that with the open 4th string above. Right, so that gives you a bit of a D chord. Then you jump up, you've got an A power chord there. Jump all the way up to the 2nd fret on the 6th string and play that and the 5th string open. Then drop down and play the E power chord. So all the way back to D, upper string to A, then 2nd finger onto the 2nd fret 6th string for F sharp, drop down, and again D, upper string A, then F sharp minor, down string to E. Now, that's the majority of the song if you play those 4 chords, but they are sounding a little bit thin, so let's thicken them up a little bit. So now what you want to try and do is play a full D major chord, then A major, then you could try and play an F sharp power chord, that would sound good, or thicken it into a bar chord if you can, then E major. Now that's going to make the chorus sound a little bit bigger. But if that's too tricky, try and use 2 fingers. Let's check that out. So what you want to do is have your 1st finger where it was before for D, but this time use your 2nd finger as well. Play those 3 strings. Makes it sound a little bit bigger, doesn't it? Then try again for A, but use your 2nd finger there. Then this time try a power chord for F sharp minor. Then 2 fingers for E. Just makes it that little bit thicker. And then if you can, do a mixture. Great job. Okay, next song is Cool Kids by Aerosmith. We're going to learn a little bit of the starting riff there. So you come in with your 1st finger here on the 1st fret, 4th fret, jump down to the 6th fret, then up to the 8th fret, all the way back to the 1st fret, 3rd fret. So what we got? 1, then 1st fret, same string, back to 1st fret, then all the way up to the 6th fret. I'll play it, then I'll slow it down. Here's what it sounds like. So 1st fret, then 4th fret, 6th fret, then 8th fret, 1, 3, 1, 6. Great job. Now, what's going to make it a little bit easier is if you use 2 fingers. So 1st finger, 4th finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 3rd finger, 1st finger, 1st finger. First song by Wolfmother is Woman. Such a great song. I'll show you the power chord version and the 1 finger version. So come in here with your 1st finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. You play that 5 times. Then play the open 6th string. Then with your 1st finger again, play the 5th fret on the 6th string. And as soon as you pick the note, slide to the 7th. And then drop down and play the 5th fret on the 5th string. That's it, you start again. That's it. I'll do it twice and a little bit faster. And that's it. So that first riff you actually play 3 times and then it ends a little bit differently. So once, twice, and then the 3rd time. Then you jump up and you play the 5th fret, then the 3rd fret. Now, so I highly recommend this playing with your 1st finger and your 3rd finger. So you start off with a power chord, hammer on, and then power chord, and that's it. So the next song is a great song by Imagine Dragons. It is, of course, Demons. So it starts off, same 4 chords the entire way through. So I'm going to show you one finger and then show you that little sort of picking method that I was doing. So let's dive right in. So you want to come on with your first finger here on the 6th fret. And you can just play it once if you want. Then you jump up a string to the A sharp. Then you go back to the 3rd fret on the 5th string. Then up a string to the 4th fret. So that's the 4 chords. You've got D sharp and A sharp up a string, 3rd fret C minor, and up a string to G sharp. Once you've got that, try picking each string. So play each 4 times. And try without the break. So you can think of that as like in the verse, and then the chorus you'd bust out the full sort of bar chords. Or you could just strum the power chords. Great job, next one. Believe it or not, this is a highly requested song. Lots of people sent me messages on my Facebook about this one. For some reason, maybe they're playing it for their family or something like that. Don't know it, but it's just 2 chords. So diving right in, you have your first finger here on the 1st fret of the 5th string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you jump up a string. So I just turned it into power chords, but that's essentially the entire song. It's those 2 chords. You start off with you're on the A sharp, you jump up, you're on the F. Towards the chorus it sort of builds and then goes to a G, and then D sharp. Or 3rd fret, 6th fret. That's it. That's the whole song. That's the Katy Perry Teenage Dream. Alright, so next we're checking Wild by Troye Silvan. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Another Australian, great song, classic pop song. So hitting in with your first finger on the 1st fret of the 6th string. That's your F. Then go to the 3rd fret, G. Then you let it ring, and that's the first sort of part. Then you go back to F, 1st fret. Then all the way to the 6th fret. 6th fret there on the 5th string. That's really it. 1st, 3rd. 1st, 6th. And if you're playing full bar chords, you've got an F, then a G minor, then back to F, then E flat major, which is a little bit tricky. But they're the full chords there. If you want to turn to power chords, there you go, next one. Another highly requested song by Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. So you've got A minor, C, G, and G again. So if you were sort of chugging away, if you're playing with one finger, you could put your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and you could play the 5th string open. So that could be like your A. Brilliant. Once you've done that, move your first finger up to the 3rd fret of the 5th string, just play that one string. That's your C, and then jump up a string, and that's your G. And then G again. One more time, then we'll make it harder. Up a string. Same fret again. Okay, once you've done that, let's make it a little bit harder. So keep that first finger, that's going to be your anchor. That's your A, right? And then use your 2nd finger to hold down the 3rd fret of the 5th string. It's like a C, it's a top part of the C chord, and then jump those 2 fingers up a string you've got a bit more of a sort of a bigger chord, isn't it? A minor. So with just your first finger, you're playing an A power chord, but it's supposed to be an A minor. Like that, and then C, and then G. G again. Well done. Alright, so next we have Holy Grail by Hunters and Collectors. That's sort of the piano riff that starts at the very start. So let's get started. So coming in with your first finger on the second fret of the 5th string, drop down a string, 2nd fret again, then 4th fret on the 3rd string, 2nd, 1st, then 4th fret on the 4th string. Then the next half, so you play it 3 times, then 4th fret on the 5th string, back to the 2nd. So that last part again. Whole thing, nice and slow. As you can see, you're flying around like crazy with that first finger. So have a go at working out what's going to work for you with your 3rd finger and your pinky. That's just one example. Try and work it out your own. Okay, and the chords of the song, you've got the E, jump up to the 5th fret, A, back a fret down a string, then 2nd fret. Great job. Alright, so the next one is Magic by Coldplay. Highly recommend using 2 fingers, but we're going to start off just learning the bass line. So coming in with your first finger on the 10th fret, you want this sort of rhythm. And then 5th fret, 4th fret, down string, 12th fret. 9th fret, down a string to 7th. Then you would start again. Alright, once you've got that rhythm down, definitely try and use 2 fingers. You have your 2nd finger on the 10th fret this time, and your 1st finger on the 9th fret. And so what you do is you play 10th, 9th, 10th, 9th, and then 10th again. And then you would repeat that. So let's do that again. 10th, 9th, 10th, 9th, 10th. See how you play the 10th twice in a row? So you effectively play that 3 times in a row, then you go to the 5th and 4th. So let's do that again. Then the next phrase, same rhythm, but you come all the way up with your 2nd finger on the 12th fret and your 1st finger on the 11th. Same thing. So 3 times and then a different sort of turnaround. Let's do that again. And the turnaround this time is 3rd finger on the 9th fret, 1st finger on the 7th. So let's do it again. Start again. Just goes on and on. Well done. Next one's one of my all-time favorite 4-chord songs. It is Eagle Eye Cherry, which is the artist's actual real name, and it's called Save Tonight. So if you were playing 4 chords, you play A minor, F, C, G. Or The F being an F major 7 because you've got that first string ringing out. But that's how you play with full chords. If you're playing with one finger, how you could still play it is your first finger on the second fret of the 4th string. Think of that as like our A. Then you could come up and you could actually play the 1st fret on the 6th string. Then the 3rd fret, the 5th string, and then upper string. You can play it with power chords. And if you play it with a little bit of rhythm as well. Next one. So that's the nice little riff, little descending melody that we're playing there of Cat Stevens' Wild World. So it comes into the chorus. So in the chorus, the chords you'll be playing, you've got C, or you can play just 3rd fret. And then you've got G, or you could just play 3rd fret. And then you've got F, and then you play the riff. So first finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and you pull off, so you can hear that 2nd string ring out. And then you jump up a string onto the 2nd fret, and you play that, and you pull off as well. Then you go to the 3rd fret on the 4th string, play the 3rd fret, slide to the 2nd, then without picking again, pull off to the open, and then play the 3rd fret of the 5th string. So play, pull off, 2nd fret, play, pull off, 3rd fret, so you play, slide, pull off, 3rd fret. Highly recommend using multiple fingers. So 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd to 2nd, pull off. So next we're checking out by Milky Chance, we're checking out Stolen Dance. How to play it with your 1st finger. So come on all the way up here up to the 4th fret. And the 6th string, you're going to play that twice. Then go back to the 2nd fret, play that twice. Drop down a string and play the open 6th string and the 2nd fret that you're holding down, play that 4 times. It's like your E power chord. Then just play the 2nd fret that you're holding 4 times. Then all the way up to the 6th fret 4 times. So what you've got, power chords, if you're playing full bar chords, G sharp minor, F sharp major, E major, B major, D sharp major. Okay, so the first song we're learning is Judas Priest, Breaking the Law. Let's have a close-up of that. So what you want to do is you want to come in with the open 5th string. Just play that open, then use your 1st finger on the 2nd fret, then the 3rd fret, then repeat that again. Then one more time. That's half of the riff. Fantastic, great job so far. Then jump up a string immediately up to the 1st fret on the 6th string, the E string. Then up to the 3rd fret. Then open 5th string. Then 1st fret, 3rd fret, open 5th string, 3rd fret, down a string, 2nd fret. So what that sounds like? Great job. Next song we're checking out is, of course, by Metallica, Seek and Destroy. Great song there. Let's dive in and check it out. So to begin this song, you want to be using some palm muting. So you want to use the thickest part of your palm, and you want to try and get that percussive sort of a sound just by resting it on the strings, but still being able to pick. Right? So you want to pick the 5th string palm muted twice. Then your first finger all the way down there on the 7th fret. You're going to play that and slide to the 8th. Then play the 7th fret again. Then palm mute that 5th string one more time. Then jump up a string, play that 7th fret, slide to 8. Back to the 7th. Fantastic job so far. So what it sounds like? Excellent. Now you play the 5th string palm muted again. 8th fret palm muted. 7th fret palm muted. Then 5th on the 4th string. If you can play it that fast, fantastic. Try playing it with 2 fingers. So it becomes the 1st and 2nd finger, like a hammer on. Then 1st and 3rd. Great job. Alright, so now we're checking out Danzig's, we're checking out Twist of Khan. So come in with your first finger here. Now to begin with, what I was doing is I was picking the 6th fret and then bending until I got the same tone as the 7th fret. But if you just want to play the 7th fret, that's fine. So come in on the 7th fret with your first finger, pick that, then open string, then 6th fret, then open string, then 3rd fret, then 2 open strings. So that again. Now once you have done that 3 times, you play an extra open, and then you come in playing the 6th fret and the 7th fret. Then you play that 3 times. You can make it sort of 5, 6, and 7 if you want, but 6 and 7 sounds great. Now, if you do want to play that with multiple fingers, that is absolutely fine. You can play it with your 2nd and your 1st, maybe that would be easier. And then, of course, playing that chord at the end. Great job. Alright, so next we're checking out Alice Cooper's Poison, the riff at the very beginning of the song. Okay, let's dive in. So first you want to have the 4th string open twice. That's like a pedal sort of lick going through. Lots of D notes there. So you want to start off with 2 of the open D notes. Then your first finger on the 7th fret. Then open again. Then drop down a string to the 9th fret. Then open again. Then 7th fret on the same string. Then open again. Let's just do that part. Once you've done that, you come to the 4th fret on the 4th string. Do a slide to the 5th. Drop down. Slide again from the 4th to the 5th. Then 2nd fret on the 4th string. Open. Okay, let's check the whole thing out. Now, it will definitely make it easier if you use your 1st and 2nd finger to do a hammer on instead of a slide. But it definitely sounds the same. Great job. Now we're checking out a song by Black Sabbath. We're checking out Electric Funeral. Here we go. So again, you want your first finger here, but to start off with, you just play the 6th string open twice. Then you want your first finger on the 2nd fret. Then you want to slide to the 3rd. And back to the 2nd. Jump up, play the open 6th string. Second fret again, slide to the third. Then second again. Let's check that out. The next part of the song, you play the open 6th string, 2nd fret 5th string, then 1st fret 5th string, then open 5th string, then 3rd fret 6th string. Nice and slow. That's it, great job. Alright, so now we're checking out Megadeth's Symphony of Destruction. We're gonna check out 1 finger and 2 finger power chords. Let's do it. So you come in here with your 1st finger on the 1st fret there of the 6th string. Then you want to drop down a string to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, but you want to play both those strings together. So you want to play the open 6th string as well. So we've got an E power chord. So again, you play that last chord twice. Sounds like it already, huh? Excellent. Now the palm muted bit, so remember, meaty part of your palm resting on the strings to get that percussive sort of a sound, right? So come in again with your 1st finger on the 1st fret. So you play 1st fret, 3rd fret, then back to 1st fret, and you start again. So let's do the last tag and then we'll start again. The tricky part of the song, if you haven't heard it before or you're not sure of the rhythm, is once you've done that sort of rhythmic palm muted tag, you play the same fret again but without the palm mute. Does that make sense? Let's play through the whole riff. Excellent, great job. Now if you do want to make it sound a little bit meatier, you can turn it into power chords. So you're playing the 1st fret and the 3rd fret there in a power chord. And you can rest your 1st finger down. So you've got that 2nd fret covered and below it as well. And then when you're playing the tag, play it with your 1st and 3rd finger. Great job. Okay, so now we're checking out Killing in the Name Of by the mighty Rage Against the Machine. Now we are in drop D tuning. So what that means is your thick string, which would normally be your 6th string, which would normally be an E, is actually all the way down, tuned to a D. So definitely pause this video, drop your E string, tune it down, so it's not E anymore, it goes down to D. But once you've done that, let's dive right on in. So the last part of the riff, my favorite part, okay. So you want to come in and you have the open 6th and 5th string. That makes a chunky D power chord. Then you want to slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. Palm strike. Drop down a string, slide from the 3rd to the 4th fret. Up to the 5th fret. Palm strike again. So what we've got so far. One more time. Then you play the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. But you hold down those 2 strings. Great job. Now if you want to make it easy for yourself, use 2 fingers. And so once you play that power chord, play 3rd and 5th as a hammer on. Strike. Your 1st and 2nd finger. Then 3rd finger on the 5th fret. And 1st and 2nd finger. That's it. Great job. Alright, so now we're checking out Devil's Dance by Metallica. Coming in with your first finger on the 5th fret of the 5th string, and then you're going to immediately go to the 6th fret of the 6th string. And then 5th fret again, then upper string. And so you hold them out. That's sort of part of the intro. Then getting into the main riff, it's at almost twice the tempo. So again, 5th fret, 5th string, 6th fret, 5th fret. That's the first part. The second part. So the only difference between the first part and the second part is you go back to the 3rd fret on the 6th string and you play it and then pull off. So what that means is you pick and then pull off. That's the riff. Definitely try and play it with 2 fingers though when you can. Very good, well done. Next song. So just like the last 2 songs, we're in drop D, so remember to tune your thicker string down to D. So this is of course Freak by Silverchair, Aussie band, so good. Come in with your first finger and we're going to be actually playing the 2nd fret on both the 6th string and the 5th string. That gives us an E power chord. And then the other chord that we play is just the 6th and 5th string open. And that there gives us a D power chord. So we're going from an E power chord with your 2nd finger to a D power chord with your 2nd finger off, and you're just playing the open string. So here we go. So how you want to play it is you start off by playing 2nd fret, then open, then 2nd fret twice. Let's play that again. Fantastic. Again. Okay. Next, you want to play the 2nd fret 3 times, and then open 3 times. So put them both together. That's it. Great job. So now we're checking out Pantera's Walk. 1 finger needed, here we go. So you want to be again in drop D, making sure that your 6th string is tuned down to D. And let's get started. So what makes this song, what gives it that signature sound, is your first finger on the 1st fret of the 6th string, and you're bending down till you get the 2nd fret. So it should sound, so it should be that note there. So it should be bending down to get an E note. That's what you should be going for. Roundabout anyway. So you want to play the open 6th string, then the open string again, then quickly the bend. Okay? And then you play the open string again. So you don't actually hear the note then bend. It's almost as soon as you attack the note, you're already bending down. So the first song I was playing in the intro there was by James Bay. It's called Let It Go. So you come in with your first finger, play on the 6th fret there, you play 3 times. Then go all the way up to the 11th fret, same string. Then you play once, and then 4 times. So let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's it. Then go back to the 6th fret, play it 3 times. 4th fret twice. Then 7th fret and 6th fret. So the whole thing together. Now, as you can just see, I used my pinky and my third finger, but you can play that with your first finger if you want. But here we go. If you were playing it with all of your different fingers, so you play first finger, then first finger again, then you can play first finger, then first finger, pinky, third finger. Just a little bit easier there. Next we have a massive hit by Linkin Park, Crawling. We're doing this starting intro before the raging guitar comes in. So let's check out that melody. So you want to come in here with your first finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Then you want to jump all the way down to the 1st string, 7th fret. That same string back to the 4th fret. Let's do that again. Then 7th fret on the B string. Then 5th fret. 4th fret, 5th fret. Whole thing again. Highly recommend using 2 fingers, so use your first finger for the first note, and the 7th fret, use your second finger. Great job. Such a great riff, so much fun. Herbie Hancock's Chameleon, and you get to use all of your fingers by the end. So come in with your first finger here on the 3rd fret, the 6th string, and you play the 3rd fret, the 4th fret, the 5th fret, and the 6th fret. Then you jump down 2 strings and play the 6th fret, and then the 8th fret. So that's the first half of the riff. Second half of the riff, start on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, play 3rd fret, 4th fret, and 5th fret, and then 6th fret, and then play the 3rd fret on the 3rd string, and the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. Put them both together. But really try and use all of your fingers for this one. So first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, then first and third, then all of your fingers, first and first. Such a great riff. If you haven't heard the song before, Herbie Hancock's Chameleon, and that's one of the main riffs of the song. Now, I highly recommend you check out the rest of Herbie Hancock's Chameleon. Search for it here on YouTube. There's some really cool melodies. Bit rusty with that one, but it's so much fun. If you want me to teach you the whole thing, definitely leave a comment below. Next song. Alright, so the next song is Smashing Pumpkins' Disarm. Such a great song. We're going to check it out with one finger, then I'll show you the full chords. Highly recommend you learn the full chords. It's such a brilliant song. Coming in with your first finger here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, you're going to play that 8 times. Then move up a fret, same string, 8 times. Then jump up a string, play that 8 times. Same string, move back a fret, play that 4 times. And then the little tail bass line at the end, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. So that's it. When you play it nice and fast. That's the main sort of melody if you were playing a bass line with your first finger. Let's show in the full chord. So you want to have your first finger like this, your second finger underneath it, your third finger over here, and your fourth finger on the 3rd fret there on the 1st string. If you can't play that, that is absolutely fine. Just try and get the 2 fingers and just play the inside 3 strings. But really try if you can. Once you've got that, so that's the first chord, you play that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then move your second finger up to the 3rd fret on the 5th string and your first finger onto the 2nd fret where it was on the 4th string. Play that 8 times. Then move your first 2 fingers up a string 8 times. Then take your second finger off completely, use your first finger upper string onto the second fret of the sixth string, play that 4 times, and then you can put your third finger up and you can either just play 3rd fret, 2nd fret, or you can play the chord. Up to you. Great job. The next one is One Republic's Counting Stars. Come in with your first finger here on the 4th fret. You can play it 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up to the 7th fret, 8 times. Jump up a string. Then 5th fret. Now that would be it if you were just playing with one finger. But if you want to challenge yourself, make a power chord. So you're on the 4th fret and then make a power chord below. Then you want to play that 8 times. For something a little bit different, make that power chord shape again, but this time pick each string. So pick the 5th string, then the 4th string. You're still playing 8 notes, you're just separating it. Then go up to the 7th fret, upper string, back 2 frets. So maybe during the verse you just want to strum 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. You want to build up? Or you want to add this into the mix? Have a listen to the song, you can decide what's best. The next one is Geronimo by Shepherd, such a massive hit. So coming here, I'm going to show you how to use one finger method. So come in with your first finger on the 3rd fret. So you're going to play that 8 times, 6th string. Then you're going to drop down, you can put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. You can play the 5th string open as well, play that 8 times as well. Move your first finger up a string, play the 6th string open and the 5th string, play that 4 times. Then go to the 3rd fret and only play the 3rd fret 4 times. And then jump up a string and play that 8 times. But I highly recommend using 2 fingers. So if you're using 2 fingers, you would put your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string and your 1st finger on the 2nd fret there. And you play that 8 times. Drop down a string. Same as before, up a string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then use your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret and your 1st finger down a string. Up a string 8 times. Great job. Next one was such a massive hit for Sam Smith. I know I'm not the only one. Coming here with your first finger, you play the 1st fret on the 6th string 3 times. 5th fret twice. Drop down, 5th fret, 1st fret. So what that sounds like, you play that 3 times. Last time. Then the last part, you play the 1st fret 3 times, 3rd fret 5th string twice, then jump back up to the 1st fret on the 6th string. And the last part again. If you want to play it as power chords, add in some muted strikes, that's even better. That's it. Next song is Nirvana's Come As You Are. Now what you're going to need to do is take your thick E string and tune it down to D. So you've gone from E down to D. Use a tuner for that. Once you've done that, the next string, which would normally be an A, you take that down to G. So now your first 2 strings are D and G, not E and A. So once you've done that, diving in, you play the thick D string now twice. Then 1st finger, 1st fret, 2nd fret, then the open string, 2nd fret, So what we got so far? Then second fret twice, first fret, open. What we've got so far? Sounding great. And the last part, you play the open, second fret, open twice, then second fret. And then you would start it again in sort of a loop sort of fashion. Nice and slow. A little bit faster. Take your time and make sure that the strings are in tune. So you've got a D and a G instead of an E and an A. Well done. Next song, Bruno Mars, Locked Out of Heaven. If you don't like the song, it's so much fun to play. So highly recommend learning the riff and then check out the song. You'd be surprised. So coming in here with your first finger on the third fret there. So you're gonna play the third fret, then quickly go up to the fifth. So it starts off like this. That's the first bit, then first finger back on the third fret, then back to the first fret. So go again. Then the next part, third and first. Excellent, so do it again. Next is you play the first fret again, and then up to the third fret on the sixth string. Once you play that, you play it twice, and a pause, and you play it again, and then twice, and a pause. So it sounds like this. So it's two very quick ones, and then a bit of a pause. Let's see the whole thing. Play it as power chords if you can. Add in some muted strikes, give it a little bit of rhythm. Add in some muted strikes, add a little bit of rhythm to it. Great job. One of my all-time favorite Coldplay songs, Lost. Kidding, I like them all, I'm a huge fan. Anyway, jumping into Lost. So if you were playing it with one finger, you would come in here and have your first finger on the third fret of the second string. Now you can strum the open third string, the second string, and the first string open as well. So you get this sort of sound. Then once you've done that, that's your first chord. So it's sort of playing an E minor 7. Then move your first finger back to the first fret. That's sort of getting some notes that are in the C chord. Then move your first finger up to the third fret on the first string. Again, 3 strings again. That's like your G chord, the bottom of the G chord. And then come up, and this is the tricky bit, you want to move your first finger up to the second fret on the third string, and you actually want to strum the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd. So you get this. Sounds almost like it. Here's the full chord. So here's E minor 7, C, G, D. Such a fun song. Well done. Now this song is definitely going to sound better with full power chords, but I'll show you how it sounds with both. So maybe start off with the one finger method, then try the full power chords, then adding in your pinky just to thicken it up as well. So you want to, this is what it sounds like. So there's lots going, and you're getting this percussive sound as well from this hand. So So that's a mixture of using this hand to up and down with the strings, and also using this hand to hold it down to mute the strings. But we'll have a closer look. So diving on in, you want to have your first finger on the first fret of the 6th string, and you want to play that 3 times. So you can sort of pick and then pick down and up. So down, down, up, down, down, up. Once you've done that, then you want to do the same sort of type of rhythm, but you want to have your hands holding over the strings. You're not pushing down, they're just sitting on top of the strings, but they're definitely not pushing down. So then you can do strum down, then down up. So you get that sort of a percussive sound. So just try that to begin with. Once you've got that, take your first finger and dive down to the next string, and then play it twice. Then you actually play an open string. So what we've got so far. Then bring your first finger up to the 4th fret. Same rhythm again, and then do the palm muting. Then 4th fret and 5th string. So whole thing again. And again, nice and slowly. Once you've got it with one finger, definitely try it as a power chord. And try even adding your pinky as well. But it's that mixture of power chords, distortion, and those rhythms going down, up, down. So try that, break it down nice and slowly, you'll definitely get the hang of it. Well done. Next song is Come Down by Bush. It's played a few different ways live. This is one of the ways. With one finger. So first finger on the 7th fret, you play it twice. Dun, dun. Then first string, 2nd string. Back to the 5th fret. First string, 2nd string. 2nd fret. First string, 2nd string. Then slide from the 2nd to 3rd. Then up, down. Or down, up to you. Again, if you can play it as a power chord, awesome. If you're just up to the one finger, still sounds great too. Next one. Or as one finger. So the song is I Am My Own Worst Enemy, or Worst Enemy by Lit. Now I know this is not really a super grungy song, but it's 2017, you guys like songs that are lit, right? So terrible jokes aside, you start on the 6th fret and you slide up to the 7th, 5th string. Then you play it 7 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 notes altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense? If you listen along to the song, you'll get the rhythm. Then you do it again. So you stop early and then jump up a string and then back 2 frets. Instead of power chords, try playing as an octave chord. And that's it. Great job. Next one is Machine Head by Bush, and it sounds like this if you're playing with one finger. This one's good practice for your alternate picking or up-down picking. Come in with the 4th fret, so first finger on the 5th string, 4th fret. Play that twice. Then up to the 6th fret, play that 3 times. So. So twice, 3 times, twice, then up to the 9th fret, twice. Now if you can play it in power chords, doesn't actually sound like the song, because what they've done is instead of a power chord, you drop your 3rd finger down another string, so you play the same note, an octave chord. Really popular with Smashing Pumpkins. But nonetheless, this song, so that's an octave chord that gives it that unique sound. That's it, great job. Okay, so next one is Ride or Ride With Me by the Vines, Aussie band. Such a great song, I haven't heard it in ages. Diving straight in, first finger up on the 4th fret. So you play it twice, down, 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 or down, up. And then you want to rest your first finger over the strings without pushing them down, and you strum down, up. And that's what gives you the sound. And with distortion, that's what gives you the... Now, you can do it with your first finger, or you can leave your first finger on the string and have your other fingers muted. It's up to you. Whatever you find easiest. But that's the hardest thing about that song, jumping between playing a note and then playing the muted strings. Then again. Then again. Then up to the 7th fret. Then up to the 9th fret. Definitely try and play this as power chords. Or 3-finger power chords. Great job. Okay, so next, another Aussie song. It is Tomorrow by Silverchair, coming in with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Now, if you play that in the open 5th string, it makes it a A power chord. So you play it twice, down, down. Then you rest the meaty part of your palm on the strings to get this percussive sound. So you pick as well. So rest and pick. So open, open, palm mute, palm mute. Then open again. So again. 2nd fret, 6th string, twice. 3rd fret. Tricky part, come in on the 5th fret, 5th string, slide up to the 7th, drop down, 5th fret, slide to the 7th, 5th fret, pull off to the open string. Try for 2 fingers. The whole thing. chords. Great job. Checking out the next one. Next song is by a few different bands, Crown of Thorns. So switching up, making it clean. As clean as you can. So I'm going to teach you a little melody line that goes along with the chord. So come in with your first finger on the 7th fret, the 3rd string. So you play the 7th fret, then you move back a fret, then you go to the 5th fret, then you move back a fret. That's half of the melody. The second time, so start off again, 7th fret. Same again, 5th fret. And then you jump up a string to the 5th fret. Second time. That's it. So this is the tab if you were going to play full chords. Great job, next song. Next one is Animal by Pearl Jam. You come with your first finger on the 5th fret. So you play the 5th fret and then you play the open 5th string. And you play down, and you play down, up. Then first part, down, down, up, down. Great, and then you add on a down, up at the end. Then you want to come in with your first finger on the 7th fret, the 4th string, then jump up, go back to the 6th fret, then back to the 5th fret, then you pull off as you play that 5th fret. And that's it. Now, if it's a bit tricky, instead of using your first finger to fly down to the 7th fret, use your 3rd finger, and then your 2nd finger, and then your 1st finger. That's it, great job. Okay, next song is Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. So come in with your first finger and hold down the 1st and 2nd strings. Play that twice. Then move your first finger to the 2nd fret, play that in the open 3rd. Then move it back a fret, play that twice. And then play the 3rd fret only on the 1st string. There's a little bit of a tail end at the end, so you come back and play the open 3rd and 2nd string. Then 1st finger. Then 2nd fret. Great job. Okay, so the next one is by Melvins, called Lizzie. So come in with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, play that with the open string, then play it again, then move up to the 4th fret, play still with the open string, and then up to the 3rd fret on the 5th string, then play it 6 times. Play it sort of light to begin with, and then play it, a bit heavier and with a bit more distortion for the chorus. If you're playing with 2 fingers, the only difference is For the last chord with your first finger on the 3rd fret, also add your 2nd finger on the 4th fret. Alright, so we're checking out American Idiot by Green Day. Come in with your first finger here, so you're going to come in all the way on that 4th fret there. You're going to play that twice. Then you're actually going to strike the string, so back down here, but you're going to rest your palm so it makes this sort of sound. So it makes like a percussive palm muted sound. Alright, so twice, then palm mute once, then drop down and play the 4th fret on the string below twice, then palm mute again, then 2nd fret twice. That's what we've got so far. Then come back to the 4th fret on the 5th string, jump up a string, then 2nd fret. So what we've got so far. You can say it's the first half of the riff. Here comes the second half. Start again, 4th fret, 6th string, twice. Then palm mute, down a string, palm mute, 2nd fret, then 4th fret, 5th string. Sometimes you'll hear that they might play the open 2nd string and open 1st string to get that sort of, or then maybe they use the harmonics there, just above the 5th string. Listen to the different versions, different recorded and live. They do different things, but that's the main riff. So we'll play through it again. First half, second half. Now, as power chords, you use your 3rd finger, you skip a string, so you're on the 4th fret, and then down a string below, your 3rd finger's on the 6th fret. Second half. Again, start off with 1 finger and then check out how to play it with power chords and with multiple fingers. I would suggest with this one, you can easily play it with 1 finger to begin with because it's really just dropping down a string. Take your time, build up that speed, then try it as the power chords. That'd be good practice too. Next song. Okay, so now we're checking out Make It Stop by Rise Against. Now if it looked a little tricky, if it looked a little bit like a lot of fancy work with 1 finger, it's because it is. So I'm going to show you how to use 1 finger, but I'm going to really suggest using 2 fingers on this one. Let's dive it in. So coming in with your 1st finger on the 6th fret, then jump down 2 strings to the 8th fret, up a string, same fret, then 9th fret on the 6th string. But I'm going to suggest right now, every 9th fret, use your 2nd finger. Big jump back 2 strings, so down to the D string on the 6th fret. 2nd finger, remember, 9th fret, 8th fret, 9th fret. So we've got so far. Then the tail end of this bit. Then you play the 6th fret on the 5th string, you slide up to the 8th. Then you play the 8th fret twice, and then 9th fret, 6th fret, 8, 9, 8. That first half of the song. Excellent. Let's check out the next half. So checking out the second bar, you come in with your 1st finger, very, very similar to the first part, on the 6th fret. Then down to the 8th, up a string, 9th fret, 6th fret again, so very familiar. 9th fret, 8th fret, then back to the 4th fret this time, and then slide to the 6th fret 3 times. Then 9th fret, 6, 8, 6, 9, 6. Now I know that this is such a long riff and a long melody, but take your time. Once you've learned it, it's so much fun to play along with the tune. I will show you that second part again, then I'll put them both together. Both of them at speed, put together. Now you probably noticed, hey, wait a second, Pat. Hey, wait. You were using more than one finger. That's what I highly suggest with this song. Every time you see that there's going to be 2 frets away from where you need to be, so if you're playing on the 6th fret, you need to get the 9th fret, for example, use your pinky. Every time that you're playing on the 6th fret, you need to get to the 8th fret, use your 3rd finger. Just take the time and look at what frets you need to get to and think, well, hey, if your finger's already going to be sort of over there, why not use a different finger? But you can certainly play it. You can certainly play it with 1 or 2 fingers. Next song. Next song is Believer by Imagine Dragons. It's going to require a little bit of fast movement, but if you use 2 fingers, it'll be much easier. Let's check it out. So coming on here with your first finger on the 8th fret of the D string. Now how the melody goes is it jumps from the 8th fret to the 6th fret. Now, that's a lot of work. You don't need to work that hard. If you anchor your first finger on the 6th fret and you anchor your 3rd finger on the 8th fret, it's so much easier. You can play with 1 finger. It's so much work. Just anchor your 1st and 3rd fingers. So if you can imagine, it's a bit hard to count with this, but you're playing it for 2 bars, this first chord. So you should be playing each note to the 8th fret and the 6th fret. You should be playing that 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you jump to the next shape. The next shape is you've got your first finger on the 4th fret of the D string, and on the G string, you're on the 6th fret again. This time you only play each note 4 times. Then you swap the shape back to your original shape, and you've got your first finger on the G string on the 5th fret, and your 3rd finger up there on the 7th fret of the D string. And you play that each note 4 times. So here we go. So 8 times. Change shape. So treat each chord separately, practice and then practice the changes. Maybe practice like this. And then try with momentum. Great job, next one. Alright, next one is Evie Part 1. So diving in, it's so much fun to play. Let's check it out together. So coming in here with your first finger, if you want to start the song, so it starts up here on an E chord. So you can come up all the way here and you can play your first finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string. You can play that with an open 6th string as well. You can turn that into a power chord. You play all 3 strings together, sounds pretty meaty. Great, okay, so you got that first chord. That's what the first few chords that are ringing out. Okay, diving into the riff, you've got the first finger here. What I would suggest you do is play the open 6th string, hammer on onto the 5th fret, and slide to the 7th. Drop down a string, and then you would play the 5th string and slide to the 7th. Then you would drop down and just play the 5th, then play the 7th twice, in quite quick succession. Okay, so to hear it again. Then you play the whole thing again, but instead of playing the last note twice, just play it once. Now, that's going to get you most of the way there, but to get a little bit more mojo, to make it sound like the original, highly suggest using your first finger and your third finger. So you hammer on, so you play the open 6th string, then you hammer on with the 5th, and then the 7th with your third finger. And then you play the 5th, and then you hammer on the 7th. Then drop down 5th, then third finger 7th twice. Sounds a lot more like it, doesn't it? That's the main riff. Then once you get closer to the chorus, the chords just before the chorus, you come up and you go on the B, so you go up the 7th fret, then back to the 5th, then back to the 7th, then 5th fret on the 5th string. Play that a few times. Or as power chords. So chorus time, I'm going to show you one finger, but I suggest use your first and your third finger. So one finger, you'd play the 5th, and then you'd play the 7th very quickly. So sort of E, V. If you could use your first and third, that'd be better. Then your 5th, up to the 7th, back to the 5th, up to the 7th. So we've got so far. Then back to the 5th, then down a string, 7th, 5th, 7th, 5, 3rd. You can add in, if it was very quick, like an open E string as well. So let's go from that sort of tail end. So we'll go from the second half. So 5th fret on the 4th string, 7th, 5th, 7th. So again, I would play that open very quickly. Almost I would palm mute it as well. So just get it in there really quick. But I really suggest using your first and your third. The chord that comes in there is a power chord on the 7th and 9th fret of the 5th string. Great job. That's the classic riff. So much fun to play. So you guessed it, next one is ACDC's TNT. I was using multiple fingers, but I'm going to show you how to use just the one. Let's dive in. So the first chord that's ringing out at the start of the song is an E chord. If you know your sort of beginning E chords, if not, I'll link it here. Or just with one finger, just put your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string and just play the 6th and the 5th string together. Now the one finger version will sound a little bit metally, a little bit thicker, because you're not going to get other strings ringing out, but that's okay. So you could just play it with the first finger on the 2nd fret, then jump up to the 3rd fret, then down to the 2nd fret on the D string, but lie it down so that you can actually play the open 5th string, the 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. And when you play it together, so what we got? Alright, so now we jump into the 2nd bar, so 3rd fret, then back to that A chord. So now the 2nd bar, come in with the 3rd fret, first finger, then back to the A. Then this is a tricky bit, you want to make it sound like the 4th fret by bending the 3rd fret down. So. Then back and make that E power chord. So what we got so far. And then then back to the E. Putting it together. And then you just repeat. So here we go again. First part. Second part. Third bar, you jump in on the 3rd fret there. Back to the A chord. Then 3rd fret again. A chord. Then bend down. Then back to E. It's the whole thing. So coming in, I'm going to show you how to use multiple fingers. It'll make it sound a little bit more like the original. So you got an E, big chord there. Then a G, you want your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. A, you can just still lay it down, that's fine. The whole thing together. It may take a little bit of time getting that rhythm. Have some fun, have a go. Okay, next song is Meant to Live by Switchfoot. So coming in with your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, you play that 3 times. You can mute it if you want, you can play it open, it's up to you. Up to you. Then down to the 4th fret on the string below. Now you want to bend it and then release, but hold on the whole time. Then open 5th string, palm muted 3 times. Then open 6th string 3 times. Then back to the bend. 3rd fret 4 times, and then 5th fret 3 times. You know what, let's add a little bit more character. So 3rd fret 4 times, then palm mute, then 3 times. If you were to play that last part as power chords, well done. Okay, so now we're checking out Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer, one of my favorite slow jams. Coming up here all the way with your 1st finger up to the 11th fret. So you're going to come in with on the 11th fret. You can slide up from the 9th if you want. Then drop down 2 strings to the 9th fret. They're the first 2 notes. Then jump up a string to the 11th. Back to the 9th. Up to the 11th. So I just practice getting that. Once you've got that, go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, then slide to the 6th, then 4th fret, then 6th fret upper string. Now, if you were to play that with 2 fingers, you could slide with your 3rd finger, 1st finger on the 9th, 3rd finger 1st. So every 11th you play with your 3rd finger, every 9th fret you play with your 1st finger. Then when you come up to the 4th fret, you could hammer that on with your 3rd finger instead. A little bit less work there. Second part of the riff, again, slide down to the 9th. Then 4th fret this time on the D string, the 4th string. Then 4th fret, 7th fret on the 5th string. One more time for that last part. Put them both together. Such a nice tune. Excellent, well done. Check out the next one. Next one by Muse, checking it out. Coming in with your first finger here. So the first note you play is the open E string. First finger on the 2nd fret. Then right next to it, 3rd fret. Twice on the 5th fret. Then up to the 7th fret. That's sort of the beginning riff. You play that 4 times. Now, what's backing up after that, after the first sort of 4 times, comes in an acoustic. But if you want to hear some rock sounds, you want to hear what it sounds like at a rock guitar. So let's do some power chords. So come in here with your first finger. So you want to hold down. So you got that E power chord. Then 3 times power chord on the 2nd fret. Or if you're just using one finger, you can just use your one finger there. So you go down, up, down. Then 1 fret over, down, up, down. Then jump down, make an A power chord. You play that in 2 groups of 3. And then 2nd fret on the 5th string power chord. And all that together. Well done. Okay, so today we're checking out James Blunt's You Are Beautiful, so let's check that out. First finger heading out to the 5th fret. So this is your starting sort of bass note, 5th fret on the D string. Drop down a string, go to the 4th fret on the 2nd string. Then 3rd fret. That's really the main hook, the main melody. Then you do that again. Then you go up to the 6th fret on the 2nd string. Back to the 4th. Then up to the 5th fret again. Then 6th fret. That's really the main sort of hook, riff, loop that goes on through the song. I would suggest maybe using your 2nd finger. Or even your 3rd finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger. But probably the 2nd finger is going to be a little bit easier. So 2nd finger on the 5th. 3rd finger. 2nd finger. 3rd finger. Great job. Next one. So coming here with your first finger on the 8th fret. You could use one finger again to jump down to the 10th fret on the D string. Play each note twice. It's so much movement though. Instead of using your first finger, use your 3rd finger there and your 1st finger up. So it's sort of like a power chord, but your 3rd finger's down a string. Okay. Just practice that rhythm. Okay, once you've got that, play that twice. Then back 2 frets to the 6th fret. Back to the 4th fret. So let's do that again. Sounding like it already? If you can't play this speed, don't worry, it's a tricky rhythm. Even just practice playing the unison chords. So starting again. And 8th fret again. 6th fret. Get ready for the 4th fret. 4th fret again. Back to the 3rd fret. Back to the 1st fret. Then 1st fret again twice. So let's go very to the beginning. We're so close there. So 8th fret. 8th fret again. Back 2 frets. Back 2 frets. 4th fret again. 3rd fret. 1st fret. 1st fret twice. 8th fret. And then 6th fret. And putting it all together. And And that's it, we made it to the end of the video. 100 riffs, crazy, well done for making it to the end. If there's a song that you want to learn that wasn't listed, definitely leave a comment below. If you're having trouble, send me a message over at my Facebook, and we do these videos every month. So if you want to see the next one in a couple of weeks, definitely subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, definitely give it a like, that always helps. But otherwise, I've been Pat from Pat Dev Music, and I'll see you all again. Bye.